Alright, and we're back on the Cistern. Arguably one of the easier levels in this area. I think this is where I stopped playing on my original YouTube playthrough. I can't remember, it's been so many years. I try not to remember, honestly, because it was really bad. I think it was only to the Coliseum. I don't remember. It's been too long. Well, actually, not long enough. I love the ambience in this area, by the way. It's fucking cool. It's actually creepy. I like it. So, this area is... I wouldn't say it's very difficult, but it does have a lot of cool platforming that I like. And it has a pretty cool woo moment, like, the first time you play it, I guess. I would say... out of all the levels in the Rome set, it's my favorite. I think that's because the ambience and the presentation. I don't know. I'd say, like, just this. Oh, it's like a playground. I fucking love it. Okay. So, the goal of this level is to get, what is it, like 4 or 5 keys, okay? Now, the hard part of this level that throws a lot of players off is the water. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh no, it's a water level. Ugh. It's not that bad. I've actually said this before in this video series, how sometimes I think Lara controls better underwater than she does on land. And I think that's a compliment. Like, the controls in Tomb Raider 1 underwater are actually very solid. I was going to say they're very fluid, but I thought that'd be too much of an easy joke. I'm trying to think of how to describe this level, because it involves a lot of, like memorization of the environment, and I think that's a good thing. I also like these statues. They look fucking cool. They look pretty metal, man. I'd hang that in my wall. Like, sorry, hang that on my wall, not in the wall. That'd be a little awkward. I'm probably gonna play up until Egypt, and then I'm gonna break, and probably play some, like, RuneScape or something. I've been slacking, man. It feels like such a dirty whore. Like, I haven't done quests in a long time. I've had the same Slayer task for, like, fuck, I don't know how long at this point. It's gotta be, like, a month, at least, I'm gonna say. So don't do anything else here. Go over here and pick up this damn key. This is actually essential. Like I said, there's a couple of these keys in this area that you need to find. So, also to save yourself some trouble, just kill the rats now, and they won't actually swim around the water. That rat will activate, I think, if you open the water up first. I can't remember. It's really weird. This level isn't really complicated. And I'm actually going to be honest, I vaguely remember dry left, wet right. I'm pretty sure I'm correct in remembering that right. That's my mnemonic for this level. I know that sounds stupid, but you'll understand what I'm talking about in a minute. It's technically a water level. I don't know how to explain this any better. There's water in it, but it's not a water level per se. There's only a little bit of swimming involved. This is also the level you can get the magnums early, but I'm not really worried about it. I know I should, but I don't really care enough. It involves getting a really specific and weird wonky jump that I'm just not a fan of. I don't know. I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get there. I know when I get the Uzis, 100%. Like, the Uzis are actually really easy to get. Because they just involve, like, fucking some weird fadangly jump. But they're not bad. They're funny because they don't make any damn sense. That's what makes it a fun jump. Like, why is this... Who put this in the game, basically? Also, this is another secret area. The secrets in the cistern are actually pretty easy to find. I do know where quite a few of them are at, which is shocking because, like I said in the last episode, I don't actually go for secrets very often. So I think I can do the level in this portion first, because there's a couple areas you can't access unless you have the water up to a certain degree. It's not like brain-busting difficult, but it's definitely annoying in some aspects. Where is this? What the hell is that sound? Is that the stupid, like, rats? I didn't even know they made that fucking idle noise. That's awful. I normally don't let them live very long, so that's hilarious. I don't know. What I'm doing right now is just also making sure I know where to go. Because this is what I'm talking about. So this ledge I can't actually grab because it's too high up. Lara's just too dumb to stick her hands up any further in the water, so we have to actually raise and lower it. It's like I said, it's not a very brain-busting kind of level. I think one of my least favorite kind of puzzles in any game is, like, basic mathematic, like, division to get things to an equal level. I know there's a challenge in... Actually, this puzzle comes up quite a bit in RuneScape. Like the oil thing for regicide, I think, is something similar to this. I guess to a better perspective of normalcy, because most human beings don't actually enjoy RuneScape like me. Code Veronica X had like a puzzle similar to what I'm talking about. You had to like balance this oil valve, and it was fucking awful. I can't stand puzzles like that. Hi, Pierre. How's it going? And yes, Pierre is going to piss you off this entire level. There's one portion where I will just run away from him because there's no point in fighting him. But for the most part, I'm just going to shoot him when he does show up until that point. So this part is entirely optional, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's actually a main key up here, so... I will say this right now. Getting secrets isn't required. It's not like it is in Tomb Raider 2, where it's actually a very important facet of the game. But in Tomb Raider 1, you can kind of half-ass not getting all the secrets because, well, let's face it, there's not a lot of shit in the game that's very dangerous. Most enemies can be taken care of pretty easily. Once you get to Atlantis, yeah, you need all the Magnum ammo you can get. I don't know, like, the Uzis are apparently really good. I just don't really use them till Atlantis. Like, I have no reason to do it. The Magnum, I will say, is actually the best weapon in the game. After, like, Tumati Hokan, there's absolutely no reason not to use the Magnum. It's just the best weapon in the game. Shit, this jump's a little iffy. I might fuck this up. God, I hate those jumps. They're just, ugh. They're not hard, but they're just awful. They're just so awkward to time. Because there is a delay in the jump a little bit, and I always almost feel like I'm going to fuck it up every time I do it. Oh, God. I know that wasn't like a hard fall, but in my mind, I just want to... I think I'm playing Tomb Raider 2. Actually, no, if I should be able to make that jump. Nope, okay, I gotta stop fucking horsing around. That's enough to get me killed. I gotta stop doing that. Because I keep thinking it's Tomb Raider 2, I can just, like, fucking pivot in midair, but you can't do that in this game. I will say that is something that is small, but once you get used to it, it's really hard to break it. It's like sprinting in Serious Sam 3 and 4. Like, when you take it out, it just feels weird. I guess it's, like, the modern horror in me or something, because I'm a fucking millennial and everything, but I don't know, it feels weird. Like, I don't like not being able to sprint in an FPS game. It just feels weird. Like, I honest to God expect it in a lot of ways. So, okay. Let's go ahead and save, because we got a lot of the secrets and goodies found. So this is a pit you can fall into. So don't fuck around. There's actually two. There's one on each edge here. It's a lot safer just to jump over it. There's not really any reason you want to go there. So, yeet! Jesus, I thought I was going to hit that fucking pillar, and my heart stopped for a second. Like, am I close enough? Oh. Like I said, Tomb Raider 1 is just one of those games I can play. I know the controls so well, but I know it well enough when I fucked up. I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't gonna work. It's such a... It's crushing. It hurts. It really does. Like I said, you can't reach this area unless the water is raised to the right level, so don't be fucking around. This is definitely an area you can get lost in if you're not careful. A lot of this level looks the same. That's why I'm going to say be careful and remember where you've been. Oh, like I said, the rats aren't bad. They're just... Oh, come fucking on. I guess I'm going to fight the Royal Rat Vanguard in this level. That's cool. I've never understood, like, why giant rats are in, like, every single game ever. I guess it's just a common enemy in, like, RPG tropes, and that's why they're in every game ever. I don't know. I don't understand it. And sometimes it's bats, because, you know, they're rats with wings, I guess. Take out the bee and bats, and you get bat, rat, duh. I don't know. You know, I've never actually played D&D. This is probably surprising because most people think I'm a nerd, but I really would not associate myself as a nerd, to be honest. But I know that's like, ugh, fucking that's what they all say. It's like, no, I really don't see myself as a nerd, but I can just never get into D&D because I know this is going to sound really shitty, but to me, it's all fake and it's all bullshit, so I don't care. Like, I know that sounds so fucking snottish, but it's so true. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, it's not real, so I don't really care. Like, I can't suspend my disbelief to give a shit enough to actually do it. And I wasn't kidding when I said, oh, I know that sounds snobbish and shitty, but it's so true. I just don't care. Please don't hate me. Fuck you! Oh! Oh! I hate that. It spawns behind you and you can't see it. It's so fucking awful. Man, it's the scariest shit in the game. It really is. I almost forgot about that. I'm like, wait a minute. I know where I'm at. Like, ugh. That is just nasty shit, dude. I don't like that at all. Anywho, I don't know. It's not real, so I don't get invested and I don't care. Like, I just want fat loot. I don't care about the story. Like, I know you're probably like, but Seth, aren't you a writer? Yeah, but I didn't write the story. The DM did, and so did everybody else. It's not the same. Also, that rat will not activate, by the way. We need to come back here later on when we've lowered the water level a bit. So, I know that sounds so weird, though. Like, oh, a writer doesn't like D&D? Yeah, I know. I didn't say I was a normal person. Okay, do I have the keys? That's what I gotta check. Okay, do I have... No, I have one rusty key. Okay, good. I gotta make sure of this shit because I can't remember. I want to go on the left. That's the first one I want to do. Damn. This is the part that my dad said he got stuck on when he was a wee young man of my age.
No.
Damn it, that's not the right one. He said he got stuck in the sewers, and when I got here, I understood exactly what he meant. Let's go ahead and use the shotgun. Why not? I'm never gonna really use it again, so let's just chunk down some bitches with it. There we go. So this is another Pierre encounter you want to actually do something about, because if you don't, it's gonna suck, and I don't think you want to deal with it. So I don't think it's until I cross this sector, right? Aha, there you are. There's the man, as my mom used to say. It's the man. Oh, man. You know, I also noticed this about Tomb Raider design, having played a little bit more of the sequel. And correct me if I'm not the only person that thinks this is kind of lame. Why is it every single fucking Eidos male looks like they've been held together with, like, barbed wire and, like, muscle tissue? I don't know how to explain it. They don't look right. It's like Eidos didn't know how to, like, design what men looked like at all. I don't understand it. Oh yeah, speaking of men, the back of his jacket has a naked lady on it, which I believe was changed in Tomb Raider Chronicles? I'm pretty sure? I think I'm right in saying that. Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, D&D bullshit I don't care about. It's not real. Yeah, that's true. I don't like D&D. I don't know. The DM comes up with the story. They pick the campaign. You do what they tell you to do. I don't know. And everyone's like, oh, you just got to get the right DM. It's like, no, I don't want to. I just want to get fat loot and get all the bitches. I don't know. Like, it just seems like there's too many rules that can be, like, broken, and there's too many house rules, you know? I don't know. I'm just a negative bastard. So, I have no idea how to get that. If I had to guess... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I have no idea how to get that jump. I really don't. Did I actually save there? Okay, I couldn't remember there for like a fraction of a second. I'm like, wait a minute, did I actually save the game? I think you're supposed to do a side jump over there, but I don't really care. I know someone's probably screaming at the top of their lungs, you fucking heathen! I know. I just don't care about it. It's not that important to me. We're gonna get them in the next level anyways, so it's not a big deal. Like, you're not missing much, and you don't need them for this area of the game anyways. There's nothing in this area of the game that requires them. Like, I would certainly say, if you don't pick the magnums up, that's a really dumb fucking idea. You're gonna have a hell of a time going through Egypt with just the handguns. Have fun. Oh shit, I thought there was just two. Like... Yeah, D&D has just never appealed to me. Like, it's not even like a shame factor. It's just, I've just never wanted to play D&D. I know that's just heresy, but I just don't care enough. I'd rather play something like a video game because it's controlled. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm really scrubbing it up on Cistern. I didn't say this was an easy level, but it's definitely not, like, my strongest suit in the game. Egypt is my favorite portion. I love that shit. It's so much fun. But, yeah, D&D's just never been my interest, really. Like, there's so many, it's like fucking Monopoly or something, you know? Something like, oh, no, it's fine, we'll let this roll go. No. I want to be in some deep shit if I make a terrible decision, you know? I don't want someone to go, oh, no, it's okay, take your time. No, I want someone to tell me what to do, where to go, do it now. Like, you fucked up, you lost your character, you're done, you're dead, you're done, get out of the room. I want to have the most abusive relationship possible with the DM, right? But I know that's not fun to most people, but to me, that's just what fun is. Or I'm just an incredible, like, masochist, I guess, but I don't know. Man, I'm dropping a lot of hints, aren't I, here? No, I'm not into that shit, by the way, in case you're just raising an eyebrow or two. No. But yeah, just something about it, like, oh, I can make my character have all these weaknesses and illnesses and make my character perfect and have no challenge, and like, I just don't understand that part of the game. I also just realize my character's fake and doesn't exist, and I just don't care. Like, I know that's scary to some people, but it's just the truth. So anyways, we're gonna have to come back here with the water flooded. So this is the next portion of this area. We're gonna go back through. Oh god, making this jump is never easy. I'm gonna die if I do this wrong too. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but good enough. So, this area is not bad. I won't say the Cistern's a terrible level. It's just got a lot of weird shit you gotta get used to. But yeah, I just could never get into it. I had friends that were into D&D. I know a lot about D&D, but I'd just rather play a game because the game is actually structured like NetHack. I'd say NetHack is the closest thing I play that is similar to D&D. But I have to, honest to God, want to play NetHack is the problem. Because it's such an investment. Like, because... I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out here that's like, oh yeah, you should do some more NetHack. I love your NetHack series. And, trust me, I did too, but I honestly want to get better at it. And possibly ascend. Because I I would love it if my first ever Ascension was on camera, but I highly doubt that because it takes so many hours and it takes so many correct moves and gear. Like, it requires a lot more shit than I'm capable of, and I feel like it's one of those situations where I need more practice with NetHack as a game to effectively do another series of it. I cannot believe I forgot this fucking key almost. I was literally thinking about it. I'm like, no, you can get this key. I'm pretty certain here. I don't want to fall, but I don't think I will. Okay, good. Yeah, don't fucking do what I just did. That was dumb. Now I think this area just loops. Oh, yeah, that's right. This is just a loop around here. Can I? No, I'm thinking of Tomb Raider 2 you can do that. You can actually look around sideways off of, like, ledges like this. I'm pretty sure the only thing that's over there is just, like, a shotgun shell or something. I'm not gonna deal with those two rats. That's too much of a pain in the ass. That's just not a fun time for me. But oh yeah, look at that. See? Told you. This is why I love Tomb Raider 1 so much, is all the areas loop around each other. It's so cool. But yeah, I remember, like, I love NetHack, but I'm not very good at it, if you know what I mean. Like, I could do so much better, and I could, you know, improve my game. I could get good, scrub, basically, and I want to get better. That's the thing, is it's so much harder to, like, want to play a game on here that I'm not good at. Oh, damn it. And that's my gripe. I really want to make sure I'm doing a good, solid gameplay first. Like, right now, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking up, but I'm not. This is, like I said, a level that requires you to remember which section to do in what order. And it's not... You know, I guess the best way to put it, when you're a kid, you play a game and you remember the beginning really well because it's probably what you've played 1,000 times. But when you're an adult, you cannot remember shit afterwards because you've been, like, playing the mid-game maybe once or twice. That's how I am with Tomb Raider 1. Very familiar with the early game. Mid to late game, I'm just like, sure? Like, I've played, like, the game a ton of times, but it's true, you only remember, like, the beginning and the end, because those are the only parts that are actually worth a damn. Okay, I think I should be able to make this from here. That jump is so fucking tight. I don't like it. Fuck this jump. This jump looks like it's too far. That's my main gripe about it. So let's save, because I'm not going through that shit twice. Like, I hate going through this part dry. It's just awful. So, if you don't... That's why I said dry left, wet right. That's what I was talking about earlier. The other part is actually blocked off with spikes, so we need to make sure we can actually climb up this. Or swim over the spikes. Because when you're swimming in spikes, you don't take damage for some really odd reason. I don't know who at Eidos Software thought of that, but that's just what you do. Now, like I said, you can just get those on your own time. We're going to pick them up in the next level, and I don't care enough to actually pick them up now. Plus, spoiler alert, we're actually going to lose all of them anyways. So, boo-hoo. Oh, boy. Ugh. I don't like this part right here because I always feel like it's just so... Like, I want to say I can make that jump, but I know I can't. And I always want to try it, but not a good idea. You know what? No. Seth, that's not going to work. Don't do it. I'm visibly saying it. Sorry, audibly saying it out loud. That's how you know it's not going to work. Don't do it. It's like when... Like, I remember I was hanging out with my friend, and he looked at me and just went... I had this dumb look on my face, because I thought of something really terrible, And he looks at me and says, "Don't say whatever you're going to say." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I can see on your face that whatever is going to come out of your mouth is going to be awful." And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, it's true. Sometimes I'll just be sitting there and I'll think of something so horrible. And I'll be like, "That's really funny." But I can't say it because it's just fucking awful. And I want to say it, though, because it's so funny. And I can't say it, so I just get this, like, dumb, like feeling every time. Yeah, I know, I'm like a 10-year-old forever. It's just the way it is. Now, as I was saying as well, this level is iffy. I don't want to fuck this up. So let's save, because like I said, one wrong stupid movement in front of spikes is just it's game over. You're donezo. Okay. I think I got this. Okay. Perfect. Okay, good. So, do not fall in the fucking water. If you fall in that water, guess what? You're doing this shit all over again. So, don't do it. It's a bad time. I don't recommend it. Oh, boy. And I believe after a few seconds, Pierre spawns on the way down. I could be remembering that wrong, or that's the next section. I can't remember. It's been 150,000 years. The fact I can remember this game at all is a testament to how useless my memory actually is, because I've completely blanked out tons of shit from high school, portions of my mid-adult life, or sorry, my early young adult life. You know, stuff that's actually probably important, but I can tell you how to beat the first Tomb Raider without really thinking. So I guess that's something, right? That do anything for you? I hope so. I don't think there's a reason to be over here. Why did I do this? And if there is, I'm not gonna find out, and I don't care. I know some people are, like, squidgy about not finding all the secrets in, like, every game ever, but sometimes I just can't be asked. Like, I just don't care. Like, sometimes I just want the game to be over with. I know that sounds terrible, but it's true. Like, I just don't... I don't have the time. I don't care about getting every single item. Like, unless I'm playing, like, Super Metroid, I really don't give a shit. Even, like, Metroid Fusion has some pretty horrendous shit in it. Like, they make you shine spark off things, and guess what it's for? Fucking power bombs. It's like, cool, I need fucking 800 power bombs. Why? I'm never gonna use them. It's not like an E-tank or something, so what's the point? Like, there's a lot of shit like that that I can't stand in some games. Other than that, I generally don't care about getting secrets in games. Alright, believe Pierre spawns, right? Yeah, there we go. We're just gonna say fuck him and leave him in here. Somehow he can get in here. I don't know how, but he does. It's implied in story that he's supposed to be like an equal to Lara as an explorer, but I don't really see it. I mean, he eats baked beans, man. What kind of fucking lunatic is he? Okay, I love baked beans. I had baked beans with dinner like 2 or 3 days ago. I only make baked beans with like fucking hot dogs, though. I never make them with anything else. I don't know. They're just one of those like American traditions, I guess. I remember my dad actually made homemade baked beans once, and well, it was good, but he spent like $40, and I mean, I'm not gonna say they were bad, but you can get like a can of Bush's baked beans for like $1.28. Thanks, Dad, but no. Like, I will admit, I get a lot of my creativity from my dad. My mom is the one that can cook, who taught me how to cook. If I'm honest, there's not much I can't cook. I've royally fucked up crab cakes once. That's absolutely one of my least favorite stories of life. So I'll tell that on the way over here. Oh my god, I'm like... You can hate me for this, but you gotta understand the situation. So, the beginning of the pandemic, me and my roommate moved, right? And we had to get food. There was no food in the fridge, okay? So, like, we moved, and it was, like, I'm talking like week 1 of the pandemic, okay? If you were there for this, you know what I'm talking about. The shelves were fucking empty, barren, okay? So we had to like scavenge like way too much food out of like random fucking shelves and just kind of pray to God we got the right things, you know? Did I do this right? I really hope I did. I don't want to go back there. No, I didn't do it right. God damn it. I got it backwards. Oh well, it gives me more time to talk about this. So we're like shopping, okay? Everything is fucking expensive as hell. I think we spent like $230 because of the weird pricing. Because in the beginning of the pandemic, everything was weird. Like, I swear to God, it was like, what, $3 for like a dozen eggs or some bullshit like that? It was like insane prices. And, oh my God. Anyway, so I think this was like really early on. We got mayonnaise because I'm like, I don't really like mayonnaise. Do you like mayonnaise? She's like, kind of, sort of. So I got mayonnaise for cooking, and in case I wanted to make something that involved them. And so I think it was like a week later, I was like, you know, I just wanted to bake something or make something really cool, take my mind off shit. And my roommate said, oh, make crab cakes. I was like, oh, sure. And, like, if I'm honest, crab cakes are really basic. They're just like breadcrumbs, egg, and like mayonnaise and some seasoning and crab, of course. But so the mayonnaise we got was not regular mayonnaise because it was completely fucking sold out. The only mayonnaise we could find in the entire store was keto olive. It wasn't olive oil. It was coconut oil, non-dairy, organic mayonnaise. So it was basically faux-naise. And I don't like mayonnaise at all, but you use it as a binder. So I was like, fucking, okay, I shucked the crab. I actually broke apart an entire snow crab, and I was so fucking excited. And I got everything ready. I made the fucking crab cakes, and I have pictures of this shit. It was so beautiful. And I was so excited to make them. I get the oil heated up, I throw them in there, the fucking things separate. Like, oh, god damn, Mr. Gator, fuck off. I'm trying to tell my story. The whole thing just separates. Now, I'm not an expert on, like, why things do the things they do, but this was bullshit. I was so mad. So, you gotta remember, these are like perfectly formed crab cakes. And the second they hit the oil was like medium low, it wasn't very high. And, because you're just like, not like, you're pan frying them, you're not like deep frying them. You're just kind of like enough oil to where they're like covered, but not really. And then you just kind of like flip them or whatever a little bit. No, the fucking thing separates in the oil. I turn around, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? And so, at this point, I don't know what's going on, because they're just separating. They're just going like, and like, they're fucking getting, it's just gone. They're no longer crab cakes. They're turning into like this mush, and I'm fucking mad, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? So I think I turn off the heat, but I turn it up higher, or I turn the other, because I had two burners on the same side, and I turned the other one up, so I turned it up thinking it would stop, so I could kind of get my bearings, you know? No, I fucking turned it up, like, I kept it going, and it, like, burned the shit out of them, and I was so pissed, and, like, I was, like, oh, man, I was so mad, and I was so stoked to make these. Like, I actually cried, I'm pretty sure, when I did this, because I was, like, so excited to make crab cakes from scratch. I think I had done it one time with my mom. Don't take that out of context. But, especially after I've been talking about Chris Chan earlier, too. But, so, I was, like, just butthurt because, dude, I was so ready to do this. And I always take a picture of dinner so I can show my roommate, I made dinner. Because I make dinner every night. unless like something happens, like like she goes to church or something, and I'm alone for like an hour, and she eats dinner before. So I take a picture so I don't walk up and bang on the door, like fucking dinner's ready, because that's rude. And so I send it to my dad because he likes to see what I cook, and he's like, "Oh, that's really pretty." Like my dad really wants to try like my pad thai, and I'm always like, "Oh, it's not that exciting." But to him, it's awesome. Like, I showed him Pasole, and he fucking loved it. He came over one day, and he was like, "This is really good." And I'm like, "Thanks, man." I didn't say that. I was like, "Oh, thanks, Dad. I appreciate it." This just closes that door. I need to drag a block in here, and I'm going to keep talking about my crab cake story to get this secret. So, I normally like us to take a picture, but this time I didn't. And I just said, "Dinner's ready," like in text. And... like, I'm like, okay, please don't hate me, but the mayonnaise, like, fucked up, and I basically made crab hash, and I was just so devastated. I like, felt like a failure. I don't know how to explain. Like, when you fuck up a dish you really wanted to cook, it just hurts like hell. I don't know how to explain it. I've had something similar happen with, an eggplant, actually. I made baked eggplant and something, because I don't know if I mean, someone could probably discern this. I'm actually like a borderline vegetarian, so I eat a lot of like weird shit, and I'm not a stoner, but I basically eat like one. So sometimes I get creative, and I decided to make like this pretzel crusted like baked eggplant, and it was really good, and I wanted to make it again, and I didn't wait. It wasn't like anything like I didn't fuck up. No, the eggplant was like moldy on the inside, and I only buy like one at a time because I really don't eat it very often. And I was so fucking upset. I was like, God damn it, I wanted that so bad. God, I'm still pissed about that. Like, those who don't know, eggplant's really weird. Like, there's not a lot you can tell about it until you open it up. So that was my experience. It decided, nope, I'm gonna be moldy, and the inside of it was just like brown, and I was so fucking mad. I actually looked up like rotten eggplant or whatever to find out if I was so pissed. I just wanted to make this so bad, but it didn't happen. I don't know, eggplant's good. You just gotta bake it right. I'd say bake it for like 30 to 40 minutes. Tops. You don't need to go too crazy with it. The problem with eggplant is it's got a lot of moisture in it, so you gotta draw a lot of it out with like salt before you cook it. Otherwise, well, it's not a good time. I didn't die. That was the cistern and my sad crab cake story. I'll see you in the next one.